Text me. Oh, we're live. Welcome to episode 71 of TNT. It's a Saturday show on what's today? It's a Sunday. Oh boy.
Sunday. Oh
shit. I gotta work tomorrow. Mackenzie is just texting me a storm about how Stannis Baratheon is alive. So yeah. Tones, how you doing?
Good. I don't buy it, but I'm good.
We made a bet yesterday. So first off, I'm all caught up on Thrones. It actually took like way shorter than I thought. I honestly thought that it would take me all the way until the premiere of season 8, and not even close. What's today? February 17th. I think I started it less than a month ago.
Yeah. So I mean, you finished it 2 months early.
Basically.
Yeah.
So it was awesome. We'll get to all that in the segments, kind of recapping everything. My thoughts. We did make a bet yesterday. I think Stannis Baratheon is alive. Again, we'll get to that later. But we got a classic 4-pack for you, and then we have our world famous segments. We got the Daytona 500 today. I know you're not very interested in that, but it's still, if you bet on it, it's just like anything else, it makes it better. So I would recommend you bet it and then watch and just root for your guy. You know,
the problem is I live in communist Russia, so I can't place a bet anywhere I go.
Oh yeah,
we went over this. Remember before the Super Bowl?
Yeah. I mean, I would just use Bet DSI, and then
they won't take my card.
Oh,
like Visa, for whatever reason, they don't take Visa anymore, which is
maybe I closed them down.
Yeah, you ran them out of business.
Over $150 for Syracuse.
Like, Tom got us again.
He was relentless with his emails. We had to pay him. What do you mean you paid him?
What?
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the classic 4-pack of questions. Hit it, Kane. All right. So this 4-pack is dedicated to Game of Thrones. They're all Thrones-oriented questions. So question number 1, Tones, if you were a character in Game of Thrones, what would you be? If you yourself were put into this world, what do you think is going to happen?
Are we talking about a specific character or just like a type of character in general? Because I have a
type of, like, what would your story be in Game of Thrones?
Honestly, I think I would be like Hot Pie. You know, Hot Pie, the fat kid that
oh yeah. Who just gives it up to make like delicious hot pies in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, because I mean, listen, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I definitely wouldn't want to get involved in all these like big battles and shit. So I would just kind of find a place to lay low and just bake some hot pies.
Yeah, I love that kid too, because like when he was making the hot pies, I'm pretty sure he was like the main ingredient that makes it so good is the bread.
Yeah, I think so. You have to like put butter or cook the butter before you put on the bread or some shit like that.
Yeah, but bottom line, like Tom Subs, we're about the bread. Like this guy, like I want him and Tom Subs. Like I want a part of the operation.
Absolutely. There's nothing better than like good bread makes, like you said, makes a sandwich, makes a hot pie, everything. Like I'll just eat good bread on its own. I don't need anything to go with it. If the bread is good, don't come at me with that Wonder Bread shit. I don't want that.
No.
That fucking just filled with high fructose corn syrup, whatever the fuck you got in there.
Yep.
Give me good, hearty bread. All natural grains.
Yep.
Wheat, all that.
Yeah. And that's exactly the key. And Tom Subs is going to be about the bread. It's going to be the best bread like ever. But yeah, all right. So you're going to just be making hot pies.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I'd be down to come visit, but I can't because this would probably be my storyline. So I would get caught being gay, right?
Okay.
And I'd be sent off to the Night's Watch,
and
I would be a crow, man of honor on the wall, which has been destroyed. I didn't see that coming. I think we're
spoiler alert. Yeah.
Just to pivot a little bit with Thrones. I think my theory in the beginning was that the walkers are going to get by the wall. And once they do, they're just going to take over the world. And then that will be the end and they'll win. I don't know if they're like necessarily in for the throne. Like, will like the Night King want to sit on the Iron Throne, or does he just want to
I think he just wants destruction.
Yeah. What's his problem?
He just I mean, we could get into it. There's some theories. Let's save it.
We'll save it for the segments.
Yeah, we'll save it for the segments. Yeah, there's some theories I have behind it. Some theories I've read online. There's some shit. But yeah, we'll get into that. So you'll be.
I'll be the Night's Watch. I'm not a fighter at all either, and I'm weak. I'm a weak man.
And
So
you're not smart like Sam Tarley, so you can't. Like,
no, I can't. I can't pull that card. I would be like, remember when the wildlings were pretty much invading, and that one guy was like fucking pissing his pants in fright, and he was with Sam, and he had the crossbow, and he got killed. That would pretty much be
on the neck or something, right?
Yeah, that or I would really buy in. I mean, I would die, but like it would just be a question of how honorable. Like I could either be like that, or I could be bought in and like, you know, stand guard and get killed by the giant. Remember when the giant comes through and just like storms those 6 guys? Like maybe I could be one of those guys.
You really think you'd stand your guard or stand your ground with the giant running at you?
I would recite my vows, and yeah, I mean, like I said, it depends how long I'm on the wall and how much I bought in. You know, with the leadership before Jon Snow, like I doubt it. I don't think I could buy into that because they were the worst. You know, but yeah, I mean, like if I know I'm gonna die, I think maybe if I'm bought in, I would want it to be extremely honorable, and I would just do as my Lord commands me to do, and if it means to go stand in front of a giant and try to just make sure he doesn't get in. I know I don't stand a chance, obviously, but you know, that's the duty.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you didn't think that those guys stood a chance, yet they stopped them.
So. They stopped them, they all died, but they stopped them.
Yeah, they were big old roadblock for the Giants. So yeah, they did their job, they did their duty. Yeah, it's tough because none of us will ever have to be facing a giant. So who knows how we would react to that, but
I would hope that my mind would be like, this is like Lambeau Field or something, the wall. And like we got an away team coming into Lambeau or like Midway in Chicago, just a cold frozen tundra. Yeah. And like, you just got to play good defense. Like, I think I could probably psych myself up to fucking battle.
Not another yard.
Exactly. But yeah, so you're making meat pies and I'm making fucking honor at the wall. So.
Right. Listen, on your way up to the wall, you stop. I'll give you a meat pie, your last good meal of your life, basically.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. All right. Question number 2. Who is your favorite character in Game of Thrones?
I got to go with Bronn, my man Bronn.
Yeah?
Yeah. He's just everything he represents. Just.
I was thinking Brand. Yeah, Bronn is the
no. Yeah. Yeah. No, not Brand. Yeah, Bronn. I mean, he basically was a nobody, right? And he's kind of tagged along with Tyrion, and he just kind of keeps kind of climbing his way up the ladder just by killing people, basically.
Yeah.
And you kind of got to respect that. And he's just like, you know, he's a guy like these other lords, they're all pompous, they're all stuck up. He's a guy you want to sit down and have a drink with.
Exactly.
You know, he's got stories for days. He can tell you all kinds of stories, all kinds of shit.
Yep.
He's seen things. And if you get into like a fight when you're in that bar, he's a good guy to have on your side.
Oh, absolutely. That's my favorite part about him is that he's like the coolest guy in the show, but he could also like probably like beat anybody. Like, you know, the trial by combat, like he almost was like, all right, I'll fight the mountain for you. But he was just like, listen, like I might be able to beat him, but it's not worth risking. So the fact that maybe he could have beat the mountain, that's like a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, he's, you know, he fights dirty too. He's not just like, oh, no, he's not like one of these honorable knights. Like, no, he'll do whatever the fuck it takes to survive. He's a survivor.
Right.
You know, and there's other people that would rather die honorably than, you know, kick someone in the nuts and or throw dirt in their face or something. He doesn't care. He's trying to live.
Yeah, exactly.
Get himself a castle.
Right. Yeah. And just like so he could just chill and drink and screw babes all day long. Yeah. Not a bad goal. I got the Hound. I thought the Hound was dead. Hound's alive. And he is just it's so funny how he was assigned to like travel with the Walker. He was like the keeper of the Walker that they brought back to show Khaleesi. I mean, not Khaleesi, to show Cersei. And like he's like the fucking, it was like his dog, kind of. But he is so fucking cool.
Yeah, he's a man, and he's he likes saying cunt a lot, which I respect because that's not something that's said a lot very very often anymore. Cunt.
That's his word. Yeah.
You fucking cunt.
Yeah, he's always pissed. But he comes off as angry, but you know he's just like, you know, he cares about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean just that whole storyline with him and Arya. I mean, the fact that they kind of grew had like not like a relationship like that, but you know they had a bond together for a little bit.
It kind of it looked like, I mean, I was thinking it was like father daughter.
Yeah.
Arya fucking hated him. Like that's why I fucking kind of don't like her at all. I know you're like you love Arya Stark. I hate all the Stark girls. I think they're all the fucking worst. Sansa's the worst. Everything she touches turns to shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, the thing with Arya, like, yeah, she said she hated him, but then, like, when she went to talk to the Faceless Men, Like she kept saying she hated him. He's like, "You're
Nice.
lying. You're lying."
Yeah.
Like she's so stubborn that she convinced herself that she hated him, but obviously she didn't because she had plenty of opportunity to kill him.
Yeah.
She didn't, you know?
Same with him and her. But he was just transporting her because he wanted the gold. But then when he was coming to meet with Cersei here in the last episode, he found out that Arya is still alive from WNBA night, and you could tell he's like, I really hope she's all right. We want to link up again,
Yeah, no, you could tell like when she told him, his like face kind of lit up. Like, oh shit, she's alive.
Yeah. So Hound, I hope he lasts. I'm so happy that he's alive and like nobody knows if he's dead. Like I don't have to worry about spoilers anymore.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, I don't know about you because have you read every single book?
I didn't finish the last one.
Okay.
But I mean, the show is ahead of the books.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's been ahead of the books for a couple seasons now.
Gotcha. All right. So sweet. I'm so pumped that he's alive because he is, imagine that upset if he like wins and like takes the throne somehow, like last man standing.
Yeah. I mean,
he wouldn't want it.
No, he wouldn't want it. But anything could go in Thrones. You never know.
Yeah. All right. Question number 3 here. Speaking of the Hound, who wins in a fist fight, the Hound or Brock Lesnar?
Now we're talking just pure fist fight, right? No weapons.
Yeah, no weapons.
I'm going Brock Lesnar.
I got Lesnar written down too
because he's trained. He's a trained professional, martial arts. And
yeah, but the Hound is like.
I know, but see, the Hound is tall, but Brock Lesnar's like fighting a fire hydrant.
Yeah,
like he's stout, he's strong, and he's a world-class wrestler. He'll just take him to the ground and then just ground and pound him. He'll just lay on top of him until he's tired and just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
that's what he does in UFC anyway. I mean, and those are other. Like, listen, if you threw swords into the mix, whole other story.
Oh yeah, I mean, he probably. I mean, what if you gave Lesnar equal talent with the sword? I guess you wouldn't really be able to tell. That's why I put fist fight because.
Yeah,
but I still think. I mean, the Hound with his fist is still like a fucking beast.
Oh no, I still wouldn't want to face the Hound myself, but Brock Lesnar is the animal, right?
He's the beast incarnate.
He's the beast incarnate. Yeah, exactly. So, no, you can't bet against Brock. Now, if you want to go Brock against the Mountain, that's a different story.
I was going to put the Mountain because that's a more intriguing question, but like the Mountain beats the shit out of him. Like it's not even close.
He just grabs him by the head, just pops his head.
He would just pop Brock Lesnar. It would be funny to even watch, but it gets it. Well, I mean, it will be with swords, but you got to think that the Hound is going to fight the Mountain at some point in season 8.
People have been calling for years now. The Clegane Bowl. If you go down like a Game of Thrones Reddit, people are always talking about the Clegane. I can't talk. The Clegane Bowl.
That's a hard thing to say. Yeah,
it's a lot of G's.
That's their last name.
Yeah, Sandor, Clegane, and I'm not sure the mountain's name.
Yeah,
but yeah, Clegane. But yeah, and he even says it like in that meeting in the last episode. He was like, "I'm coming for you, brother. You knew it was gonna be me all along."
Yeah,
some shit like that.
But the Mountain didn't, because he's Frankenstein Mountain now.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know if that processed as much as it would if he was in Frankenstein Mountain.
I think he's still like intact up there. Whatever was up there, I think is still intact.
Yeah, he just comes off as like Lobotomy Mountain.
Right, because he can't talk, so he just kind of like sits there and grunts.
But his eyes are also like, those of a Frankenstein.
Right. And the fact that he's like all purple and shit, like that can't be good for you.
No, not at all. Oh man, it would be so awesome if the Mountain just like had a big moment of just realizing what's going on and just kills Cersei.
I don't think he will. He's like a trained dog.
Do you think Cersei is worse? A little like sidetrack. Do you think she's worse than Joffrey and Ramses? Is she more hateable?
I think she's worse just because she's smarter.
Yeah.
Like Joffrey was like, he was probably crueler than Cersei was. Like Cersei's smart enough to know that you can't just go around like torturing people and doing all this shit. But like she's more likely to come out on top over them because she was smart. Maybe not Ramses. He was pretty smart himself. He was a huge dick, but that
was probably, by the way, one of the most satisfying. That's probably the most satisfying death that's happened so far. Because like Jon Snow just literally beat the fuck out of him with his bare hands, and then they fed him to the dogs.
Yeah, his own dogs.
His own dogs.
Yeah,
we didn't feed, and they were hungry.
I heard I was watching some like behind the scenes shit about that scene when he's beating the shit out of him, and he said
Uh,
they filmed that for like hours to get like the right takes, and he said he ended up punching him like 4 or 5 times, like
really?
like by accident, yeah, because he's like throwing these full strength punches, like just
Yeah.
barely missing, and a couple of them just slipped in there. Maybe it was on purpose, maybe I don't know.
And maybe Ramses, the actor, is a total prick in real life too, because Joffrey, the actor, could not be a nicer guy, nicer kid.
Really, I've never seen like an interview with him
Oh,
or anything, but
he's like the nicest dude ever. It's hilarious. But people hate his guts in real life too.
yeah, no, I'm sure. I mean, it's a testament to his acting ability.
Yeah.
Little fun fact: the actor that played Ramsay was actually originally supposed to play Jon Snow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had him audition for the part, and I guess they were going to pick him, and then the real Jon Snow came
Yeah.
around. So I don't know, but that would have been. I couldn't see. I mean, obviously I can't see it now because of who he was. He was such a dick, but I still couldn't see him as Jon Snow.
They probably found that, you know, like the actor who does play Jon Snow is just like, yeah, but this guy's so much better looking, and Ramses can definitely play a better dick than this guy.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Like,
You know what? Come back in like 5 years. We got a part for you.
yeah. Okay. Last question here of the 4-pack. How do you think Game of Thrones ends? Let me go first because you're the more knowledgeable guy about everything. You read the books. I'm just kind of a fanboy. Not a fanboy, just a fresh blood. I'm gonna stay. I mean, like, it's different. I mean, like, I know I said that I think the walkers are just going to destroy everything and the world ends. And I mean, we have to also make sure George R. R. Martin's he said that it's going to be a bittersweet ending. So it has to fit that narrative of bittersweet. So I have like a list of things that would be considered bittersweet. One of them would be Stannis is alive.
Okay.
The throne, which is probably 1,000,000 to 1.
Yeah.
Which we have a $20 bet on if Stannis is alive.
Yeah.
I get $40 so if he's alive, and if he's not, then I get 20.
I gave him double to 1 odds because I just really don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Then I said if they get through the wall and start to head south, like, how are you going to stop that? And they have giants and they have this dragon who's just insane. I don't know how there's going to be a dragon battle, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's going to be wild. It depends on Cersei. She's the fucking worst, obviously. She doesn't want to, she just says, like, you know, she says whatever to, like, you know, she'll lie to protect herself. Yeah. So I don't know if she's actually going to have her army go help them. You know, they kind of left that a little up in the air.
I don't think she is. But then, like, Jaime left at the end.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if Jaime is just going to say, like, fuck her, we're going, or if he's just going to go by himself and join Snow and Khaleesi and all that.
That's what they kind of leave unclear, and I wasn't sure about that. But
and she's the most south thing. King's Landing is the southernmost part of the map, right?
No, there's it's pretty far south, but the farthest part is Dorne. Like,
who's there?
It's like the Sand Snakes. Like, remember the it's like the Oberyn. Oberyn was from down there, and then his like wife and his like 3 daughters, who are like, who knows what's going on with them now, but
right,
they were down there. That's the farthest south. But King's Landing is like kind of like, if you're looking at America, King's Landing is like the East Coast, maybe like Virginia.
Pittsburgh. A little closer.
Oh yeah, it's like farther down south, but it's not like Florida.
Okay.
Dorne is like Florida, Texas, like down there.
And then where Khaleesi set up, where Stannis used to be, that place. Where is that?
That would be probably off of the coast of well, okay, let's say King's Landing is like South Carolina. She's probably like Virginia.
Okay.
Maybe I have to look at a map to be sure, but I'm pretty sure that's.
So if she doesn't do anything, I mean, it's not like she's the final frontier. So I think the Walkers are going to demolish her.
Who, Khaleesi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or she'll get killed before that even happens. But yeah, I still think with the bittersweet ending, I think that it's a big, humongous battle. I don't know if the Walkers have enough people. It depends on how much they kill as they get beyond the wall. Because there's millions of people in King's Landing. That's so huge. Cersei, you're being a bitch. We need those people. But I'm going to stick to it. I think that they come through and start killing everybody, and that they grow, and the Walkers just, there's no king. That's it. Everybody dies.
Everybody dies. I mean, that's you know, I can't argue with that. That's is not,
The
you know,
final shot of the show will be a camera zooming on it will be zooming out on an empty throne that is frozen. And then it clears, and then that's it. That's the show.
okay. That's a more than respectable prediction.
One more thing before you go. How come Bran doesn't just like say to people like how it's gonna go?
Yeah, I don't know. He's like kind of a it's kind of a weird thing with him because I mean there was a whole thing when he was like, oh, he was talking to Sam. He's like, oh, I got to tell John that who
Yeah.
his father was, like what his real name is, because he's like, oh, he's still a bastard. But then Sam was like, oh no, like they annulled the wedding and they actually got married, so he's legitimate.
Yeah.
It's like, well, how come you didn't know that?
Right. But
It's
maybe Sam is wrong. He's got to be. Sam's got to be wrong.
No, I mean, well, he read it in like the guy who did the annulment's diary. See,
He probably wrote it. The guy who wrote the diary, he probably lied, thinking that somebody would read it one day, and then like so that way when they find out, like
maybe. I see. What I think is, I think that Bran, like he has the ability to know everything, but he just hasn't gone back and looked at everything yet.
Right.
So I think that might be what it is. And as far as why he doesn't just tell them what to do to win the war, yeah, that's the problem I have with this last season. I mean, it was phenomenal, but they only had 7 episodes, and there was so much that they had to cover that they kind of glanced over a lot of small details.
Yeah.
Which was kind of annoying. But again, there was time constraints, and I'd rather them do it quicker than stretch it out over like 4 more seasons, which they probably could have done.
Yeah.
Between this season and the next season.
It's probably way too much money.
Yeah, well, way too much money. And then also, I mean, I've seen shows that have taken, like Walking Dead is a perfect example that just went on way too long.
Yeah.
Like Walking Dead should have ended like 4 seasons ago, but they've been stretching it out.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'd rather them just do it like a Breaking Bad style. It's like, all right, we're doing 7 seasons or whatever, 8 seasons, and that's it. Like we have a timeline that we have to stick to, and that's it. No stretching it out, no, mid-season breaks or anything like that. Just get it through, get it done.
Right. So who do you think sits in the throne?
So my prediction is a little complicated, right?
Okay.
So I think that somehow, I don't know the exact details. I think somehow Jon Snow is going to become the new Night King, and he's going to end up taking the Walkers north of the Wall. Because we've said it before, how he's always like putting others before himself.
Right.
He's so noble. He's like willing to sacrifice himself, which he ended up doing when he brought the wildlings south of the Wall. He ended up losing his life over it. So I think he's noble enough where he will take out the Night King and then somehow become the Night King himself, and then
still have like consciousness where he's like, oh, okay,
right, yeah, because we talked about this. There's the White Walkers and then the Whites. The White Walkers, they have a consciousness. They can think. They have brains. The Whites are the ones that are controlled by the White Walkers,
right?
And they just kind of they're just mindless killers, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So I think somehow that's going to happen because. I kind of talked to you about that guy, Azor Ahai.
Yeah. Who I think is Stannis Baratheon.
Right. So if you go back and look at, the first Long Night when the White Walkers first came, he was, there's not a lot known about him, but basically he had like a flaming sword and he ended up coming in and saving the day. And that's like the fire. He's like Jesus to the fire people.
Okay.
So like, I think that Jon.
And you don't think that could be Stannis Baratheon?
It could have been. I think that's like what the fire priestess thought, like when she like latched onto him.
Yeah.
But I think he's dead, so I don't think it matters.
Okay.
So and I don't know. So that's what I think with Jon Snow. As far as the throne, if we're going for a bittersweet ending, I think Khaleesi ends up dying.
Yeah.
And I think Tyrion ends up taking over. Because there's one conversation earlier in the season, the last season, when he says to her, like, what are we going to do? Like, we need to think about a line of succession. If you can't have kids,
mm-hmm.
What are we going to do if something happens to you? And she doesn't want to talk about it. Right.
Right.
So I think something's going to happen to her.
You're talking about Khaleesi.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Tyrion will take over. Or if her and Jon Snow have a kid, because they end up boning at the end.
Right.
Maybe.
And a nephew.
Yeah. And a nephew. That's a whole other discussion. maybe Tyrion kind of does what Ned Stark was supposed to do for Joffrey, where he kind of counsels him and tutors him and grooms him for leadership. So maybe something like that might happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Varys ends up taking a seat on the throne, just because he like for all the like the back channel things, like sneaky things he's been doing, he's all been doing it for the betterment of the kingdom, right?
The Baldy.
Yeah, the eunuch.
The fire woman pretty much told him he was going to die, though.
That's true. She did say that. I realized that the second time around, but that was an earlier theory that I think might still have some legs to it. I don't know, but that's kind of where I'm going with that.
Okay. All right.
Those are my theories.
Tyrion gets the throne.
Yeah. Oh, and I think Jaime's going to end up killing Cersei.
Oh.
Yeah, because
that would be sweet.
Because it's just kind of like a bittersweet, like circle of life kind of thing, where it's just like,
well, she's preggy now with his.
I think she's lying about that.
Ooh.
I think she's saying that to just like play on his heartstrings. She's such a fucking manipulator. She's such a snake.
Yeah,
I could see her just like saying that to just like keep, because Jaime, like you can tell, he's like, listen, we're not going to win this war against Khaleesi. And then once he sees the White Walkers, he's like, no one's winning that war. Like, we need to help them. And she's like, oh, well, I'm pregnant. Like, you just stay with me.
That's such a bitch move.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's such like a crazy girl, like crazy chick move. She's like, yeah, I'm pregnant.
Yeah. But she was saying that to Tyrion before she was really saying that to Jaime, though. That she was pregnant. And Tyrion kind of called her out on it.
Yeah, I don't know. I still don't buy it. I still don't believe her. Okay. I don't believe her as far as I can throw her.
Imagine like bittersweet is like she keeps the throne and everybody's just like, what? No.
I mean, but it's like, as long as, because if you think about it, I mean, she's not like Joffrey where she's just like absolutely unhinged. Like, if she keeps the throne and all of her enemies die and the White Walkers are gone, like, it was not ideal, but at least like it won't be like, craziness. Like I feel like once all of her enemies are gone, she'll be a little bit more reserved.
Nah, I think she'll be the Mad Queen if that happens.
It's possible, and if that's the case, I think Jaime's gonna end up killing her. It's gonna be, some poetic justice.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm with that. Jaime's gonna kill her. All right, okay. Let's get to our world famous segments. Hit it, Taylor Hicks. Okay, let's win some money. So I have 3-horse Cadeau de Prix. It's something French. There's an X in there, a couple U's. So how many horses are in this race? Like 4, 5?
5, yeah.
All right. So you were 6-1 and you took them to show.
Yep.
Okay. And my guy's 13-1. I put $20 on him to win.
Down to 2 seconds.
So a lot of money on the line here. And we're off.
And they're off. Restructure was away.
Okay.
Going out for the early lead.
And let it be known that I won $150 yesterday. Final odds 15-1. This is free money. It's real estate.
And on the outside, it's Starry Rose as they head up.
It's a good race so far.
It is.
The big favorite, 2-5, is out in front, which is never good.
Smooth Quality runs in second. Cadeau de Pay is in
Cadeau de Pay.
And 4/5 seconds. Starry Rose moving up on the outside.
Cadeau de Pay is fast.
I
like the look at this horse.
Yeah, he's sticking around.
It just sucks that he's got to fucking try to catch up to the monster 2-5. He's catching up to him at Hell's Corner.
Just behind the front two, the duo of Starry Rose and Cadeau de Pay. Big break back to Appreciate. The half was
come on, Cadeau de Pay.
And here comes Smooth
You French fuck.
Now. Up to challenge Restructure for the lead, and Smooth Quality has.
Come on, Cadeau de Pay.
Smooth Quality.
Come on, Cadeau de Pay.
Smooth Quality.
Restructure is back running in third, and Starry Rose.
No, your guy is gonna fucking ruin it. Oh, he's slowing down. Come on, Cadeau.
Cadeau de Pay in second.
That's it.
And it's going to be the first-time starter, Smooth Quality, who wins her debut.
Oh, that would have been huge. Your fucker won. All right. What'd you bet? Fucking 2 pennies to show? You probably won nothing on that. What a waste.
You want to hear something fucked up?
What?
I didn't get the bet in on time, but
oh no,
I didn't want to say anything because you said you were like all in on this horse. I was like, I'll just let it ride. I'm probably not going to win anyway, and I ended up fucking winning. Yeah, I was going to put 10 on him to show, so I probably would have won like, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks.
20 times. It was 16-1. Oh, I was so close. It was your fucking horse, and he was dying down the stretch.
I know. So I mean, technically, we're 4 in a row right now.
Yeah.
Except I didn't win on this one technically, but I had him.
Yeah,
I
you did.
The horse I wanted.
Oh, all right. Oh, what a shame. That would have been like retirement money right there. That would have been huge. Okay. All right. Let's get to segment number 2, which is Ask a Gay. What would you like to ask the gay?
I don't know if I've asked this before, but I'm gonna go at it again. Where do you stand on a pat on the butt in sports? Is that gay?
Oh, no.
But it's like, I don't know. Like I've had it happen to me in sports, and it always made me feel uncomfortable. Like, don't touch my ass. Like, why do you touch my ass?
If you hit and grip, that's gay.
Okay,
that's like getting a feel for, like that's a tight ass, or like like a nice firm butt. But if you're just like, hey, let's go, babe, give him one of those. Like, all good.
I don't understand. Like, why don't you just do it on the back? Like, why do you have to do it on the butt?
The ass slap has been around longer than the gays.
I just don't think that's true.
What? I mean, like, I bet you Babe Ruth used to do it all the time.
No, I'm sure, but gay people have been around since the beginning of time.
Yeah, but like,
and I have a theory that gay people that were closeted gay people in sports convinced everyone that it's okay to slap people on the ass and just be like, oh, that's not gay. But they're
like just old gay coaches.
Yeah, like an old creepy gay coach, like, oh, go get him.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's like hitting a horse in the butt,
Yeah, but there's no sexual attraction to a horse. Like, there could potentially be sexual attraction between two athletes, potentially.
This is more of like an is it gay all of a sudden?
Yeah.
That's an interesting discussion. I don't know. I just, when I think of the ass slap, I think of like Bruce Arians saying like, hey, let's go, baby. Something like that.
Yeah, no, I'm not sitting here saying that like Bruce Arians is gay for doing that. I'm just saying like somewhere along the line, someone had to start the ass slap. And I think more likely than not, they were gay.
That's a fascinating theory that I think I'm going to buy into.
Okay.
I think that's worth looking into for sure.
Yeah. It's like, I mean, this is kind of like weird and fucked up, but there's like, I heard Joe Rogan talking about this tribe somewhere in like, I want to say like Indonesia or somewhere like in some weird part of the world. With the elders, like your passage of right to become a man is you have to suck the elder's dick.
Yeah.
And it's like, you get like your manlyhood through sucking their dick. It's like, no, that's just some old guy who wants his dick sucked. And he told everyone like, oh no, this is how you become a man.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was obviously less extreme than that. But along those lines, we're just like, oh no, it's okay. Whoosh.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like that's probably down the road. The way that society is going, probably going to be an actual discussion soon. Like Little League baseball coaches doing that, like, should be banned and like, get your name put all over Twitter and your life ruined.
Yeah. See, like I don't think like a grown man should be slapping a little kid on the butt. Like it's one thing if you're a parent, like punishing your kid,
yes,
and, like, give him a slap. But like if you're just like some kid that you're coaching, like it's not your kid, and you're just like going around, whoosh, whoosh,
hey babe,
like I don't know. I think that's a little weird. Like I don't think
it is weird. It is weird.
Yeah.
But I will say this kind of just crossed my mind. So if you're gonna hit him on the back, like that's kind of just like, hey, cheer up kind of slap, or like, hey, like, be complacent out there. Whereas when you hit him in the ass, that's giddy up, get out there, Whoosh, get out there.
I get that. That's definitely more of a
the pat on the back is everybody gets a trophy. Okay. The slap on the ass is like, go out there and destroy them. Okay.
Yeah. No, I get that as like a pump up, but like sometimes like someone will come up to you like, oh, good job, and they'll just like tap you on the ass. Like that's like, you can pat someone back. Oh, good job out there. You don't have to like touch my ass. And be like, good job. Like, I don't know, it's just
and your ass jiggles, and then they know you got like a jiggly ass.
like I get like, same thing when like you hit a horse in the ass. Like, go. Yeah. Like I get if it's like one of those.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're just like the butt pat, like, good job.
My grandpa does this thing where like he'll put his hand on my shoulder and like say something, and then at the end of it he'll do a double slap on the tummy. Like that's like an old wise man move. But like when he does it, like I have to like see it coming, and then I'll have to like flex so that way he doesn't know that I have like a flabby gut. Like because sometimes it's off guard. He just hits like a bag of wine twice, basically. It's like slapping the bag. And then it just jiggles. We just have to like catch it. and like it's like hitting a rock, and then he's like, "Oh, you're in good shape." But if you don't, and it's jiggly, he's just like, "Oh boy, drinking a lot." No.
Yeah, give him a pat in the belly. I don't know. There's other ways about it.
Yeah, maybe slap him in the dick. You know,
little sack tap.
Sack tap.
Go get him.
Sack tap, and they just go down. Go get him. Oh. Okay. All right. Let's get to our third segment here, which is Atone's Bones. So I think you've had a bone.
Yeah. I got a bone with Ricardo, the freezer guy. Did I tell you about this at all? What happened?
They call you a terrorist or something?
No. So I guess I didn't tell you. So there's one guy, this guy Ricardo, right? This old Dominican guy that works in the freezer. You know, he drives around the high-low, the forklift, and he, like, whenever we need anything for our freezer that we store in there, he drops it for us. We take it, whatever.
Right.
So I want to say it was Tuesday. No, it was Wednesday. The guy in my department that works in our freezer was trying to get something dropped so he could work on our freezer. And the guy told him, "I don't work for seafood. I'm not helping you."
Ooh.
So
this is the Fernando who always helps said that?
Ricardo, yeah.
Rather.
And he's usually a nice guy. You know, he's always helpful.
Turned his back.
Yeah, he's just like, "I don't work for seafood. I'm not helping you." So I'm like, and my guy told me that. It's like, "Can you go, like, because you're a manager, can you go talk to him, see?" Which he doesn't speak English. And this was all communicated through Spanish to the other guy. So I go in there and I try to speak it. You know, I don't speak Spanish. I'm trying to just say, like, "Hey," and I point up. I was like, "Can you bring it down?" And he's like, in broken English, goes, "I'm busy. Go ask Angelo," who's like another guy that works in the same department, but just not in the freezer. He's like, "What the fuck?" So I'm pissed off because, like, your job,
you've been betrayed.
Yeah, it's your job to work the freezer, and if we need something dropped, that's like, you know, that's your job. No one in my department drives a forklift, so we can't do it ourselves. Like, we rely on you.
Yeah,
you know, and
other people, like, "Hey, buddy, team on the front, all right, not in the back, all right. Yeah. We're not seafood department. We are Restaurant Depot."
And so, you know, I get pissed, and as I'm walking out of the freezer, I see one of, like, the store managers, who is also, I don't know if he's Dominican, but he's Spanish, and I tell him, like, "Yo, you believe what this guy just said to me?" And he's like, "What?" He's like, "I asked him to drop something." He's like, "I don't work for seafood. Like, I'm not helping you." And then he told me to go ask him for help instead. And so he goes in, he kind of storms in, he's talking to him. And then the manager of the perishables department, who's in charge of, you know, the freezer, seafood, meat, produce, like, that's his dad, that guy Ricardo. So then they both come to me, and this guy's pissed at me. And he's just like, "You know, you guys are always asking him to take stuff down, and then you just leave it there, and you don't touch it, and then you take like 2 things and you leave it there, and it blocks everything up." He just comes at me like hot out of the gates.
Whoa.
I'm just like, "Yo, like, it's his fucking job. Like, the fucking, you know, that's his fucking job." And while this is all going on, like, keep in mind, there's only like maybe 10 people in the store that aren't Dominican or Spanish.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I got a sound clip here. I was like, I just started a race war. Because, like, everyone was heated about this, like, because I know they all talk together in Spanish. They're all like saying shit. I know they're all talking about me.
Yeah, it's the worst.
I don't care, but I can tell, like, I could just see, like, just looks I'm getting, like, "Oh, he's a rat, he's a snitch."
Yeah,
it's like, no, dude, I just want
to just be pendejo.
It's like, I just want to do my fucking job.
Yeah.
And I was talking to someone else, and it was just like, "Yeah, I don't know. Ricardo was in a bad mood today. I don't know. He wasn't helping anybody." I don't give a fuck if you're in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood every fucking day I walk into that store. But if someone, my manager, store manager, comes up to me and says, "Hey, I need you to do this," I fucking do it.
Yeah.
I may curse them out behind their back after they tell me to do it, but I fucking do it. I'm not going to say, "No, I'm not doing it. I'm in a bad mood." Get the fuck out of here.
So is Fernando, are you guys going to, like, try to reconcile tomorrow?
I think it's
water under the bridge.
It's kind of understood. Like, I think he understands, like, I can't just, like, basically tell him to fuck off.
Yeah.
But there's, like, because there's no, I can't talk to him and talk it out with him. So there's still the kind of that, like, standoffish.
Just get the Google Translator thing and then just pass notes.
Lo siento, senor.
Yeah. It's hamburguesas. Like, you know, go grab a couple hamburguesas with him, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. But it's like, I started a race war, I think. I mean, there's
between the whites and the Dominicans.
Well, basically everybody in the Dominicans. I mean, because between white and black people, there's like 10 of us in the store, and then there's like 30 plus Dominicans.
Okay.
So it's just like, I don't know. It's a little testy times right now.
Oof. All right. Well, keep us posted with that.
I mean, I've never I've been fortunate being a white male in America. I really haven't faced discrimination, and not that there's been like overt discrimination against me, but I'm feeling a little something, a little pushback.
Yeah.
So this fucking gringo thinks he could come in here and tell me what to do.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a manager and you're not. So yeah, I kind of can tell you what to do.
That's how I knew they were talking about me. Like when I was in the production section of the warehouse, and it was only Spanish people who barely spoke English, and like I could just hear the word gringo sometimes, just happening in fast speech, and I'm just like, fuck, what am I doing wrong? Why don't they like me?
Wrong color skin, brother.
So I would because I didn't care either.
Yeah, so
I would just bust balls and just, hey, se gusta hamburguesas? Like, do I like hamburgers? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm like, good. So do I.
We're not so different, you and I.
It's like, Las Bebidas están en el avión. I'm like, yeah, what? Like, yeah, this guy knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, what are you guys up to later, huh? Cervezas? Sí, muchas cervezas. Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'll just get this over with quick. Southwest, I've been screwed by Southwest Airlines. Again, I hate them. I hate the guts. I used to really like Southwest Airlines. You know, there's no assigned seating. You just get on the plane, you put your shit up on the wherever there's room, and then you just sit under it. So that way, if you have assigned seating, you got to put your bag all the way in the back of the plane, but your seat is in the front. So that means you have to wait for everybody to get off the fucking plane. So that way you can go all the way in the back, get your bag and get off. It takes it's nice. But Southwest, if they can't fill, it's an absurd number. It has to be, because I thought the plane was sold out so I was in Oklahoma. So I'm stuck in the middle of Oklahoma. I want to go home. I've been there all week. And I wake up and it's just canceled. The flight is canceled. I had a nice 11:30 a.m. flight that gets me back to Baltimore at 3:30. And I was just like, that little travel day.
Right? Direct flight?
Direct flight.
Okay.
Yep. Usually, everything used to, I told you, if to get to hell, you have to go through the Atlanta International Airport. Everything goes through Atlanta. It's the worst. But a direct flight, heavenly. So I wake up the next morning. I'm so pumped. I see this text. It got canceled. I'm like, fuck you. This is at least the 5th time that this is happening to me with Southwest. When you're in because I have to go to these random places for the military business, like Alabama and random parts of Florida. And it's very hard to get a direct flight, but Southwest has them. But if they can't fill at least 70% of the flight, then they just cancel it the morning of. And it's just if you're going to do that, you should be able to notice that not a lot of people are going to be buying plane tickets to go from fucking Oklahoma to Baltimore on a random day in February. Just don't even have it available, Yeah. They're just they're putting it out there to test. Maybe there's a shot that people went to go see the Oklahoma City Thunder play. I don't even know, the Washington Wizards. Is that what Baltimore likes? And it wouldn't even be a big game, but maybe all these people travel out there and they want to fly home, and they see nobody really bought tickets except for me. And they're just all right, we'll cancel it. So I'm just fuck, I'm stuck in Oklahoma. I don't want to be. I have to get home. I have shit to do. And
Thrones.
Yeah, I had to watch Thrones. First of all, I thought my flight there was going to get canceled. The whole trip was going to be canceled.
That was a snowstorm, right?
It was fucking pouring rain and snowing. And I was looking at the radar and there was a wall of shit moving directly through the United States that we would have to fly through. So I was thinking there's no way that this is going to happen, but we still flew through. I was sitting here I wanted to go talk to the captain of the plane. Just listen, why don't we just play it safe? We should not be going. Look at this radar.
Go to Oklahoma.
Yeah. It's tornado season. God knows what the storm could turn into, but that's just the bottom line is Southwest. If it looks like it's unlikely to fill however many seats you have to fill to fly, just don't even offer the fucking plane. So that way I can make a proper itinerary and not have to wake up to that and scramble fuck to find a new fucking flight. They rebooked me and they were like, okay, you got to fly to Vegas and have a layover and then fly to Baltimore, get you home at about 2 a.m. I'm just I have to go the complete wrong direction for a layover. Why? Is there anything that goes to Atlanta to at least get me east? There was nothing that was everything was already booked. So I was just if I'm doing this, then I am staying overnight in Las Vegas and having a good night and then taking a direct flight home the morning after. But I figured that would look bad on, me saying like, "Hey, I'm just gonna go to Vegas, have a day, and then come back the next morning." But was able to fucking find something through Delta last minute, and they were like, "There's a flight that leaves in like 45 minutes." And I booked it and just like sprinted out of the hotel and floored it and made it. Thank God there was not a lot of fucking lines for security in the Oklahoma City airport. So the Will Rogers airport.
Did you pull the Louis C.K. and just leave like the rental car?
Well, that's where it is. So it's all right.
You want it? That's where it is.
There's another thing I fucked up with. You know how I always rent a truck, like a big truck whenever I go, because I've always wanted a truck. It's the only time I get to have one is when I get to go rent a car on these trips. And when I got there was nothing except for like little shitty Toyotas. And there was one gigantic GMC Yukon.
Okay. Yeah.
Massive automobile.
Yeah. Huge.
So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll take this big boy and get out of here. And then I was going to the gate to go pay. And they were just like, you know, this is an executive thing. You're on the Emerald Club. And I was like, oh, fuck. I thought I could have sworn that it was in the Emerald lot. And there was a line of like 4 cars behind me. And the people who were in those cars were on my flight. So for some reason, I just didn't want to embarrass myself in front of those people. I don't know why, even though I never see them again in my entire life, probably. I just didn't want to cause a scene and like go get a regular car. So I was like, how much extra is it? They're like, it's $30 extra a day. And I was like, that's fine. I'll take it. It turned out to be pretty fucking expensive. I shouldn't have did that. It's going to be a bitch on my expense report.
Yeah. Were you there like 3 or 4 days?
3. Yeah. So it was like, it should have been like 140, but it was like 180. But you know, I did need the space and it was a hell of a fucking car. The thing was, I was driving it. Like once I got through that and I was driving to the hotel, I was just like, yeah, this is a fucking luxury automobile. I shouldn't have done this. Like, this is a fucking palace of a car.
It's a tank.
Yeah. The way it's like it's a lazy boy is the driver's seat.
Oh, really?
It's incredible. Like I just like lounge back. And the thing basically drives itself. And I was just like, I should not have rented this car. This is a mistake. But anyway, fuck you, Southwest Airlines. Thank you, Delta, for getting me home. Okay. Segment number 4 here is bringing it back. So what are you bringing back?
I want to bring back Velcro shoes. Now I know that they're still around, but I want
for senior citizens. Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to be socially acceptable.
Why? They look terrible. But they're easy. Yeah.
They're easy. That's what it is. Like if they had like cool looking Velcro shoes, I'd be down with that. Cause I mean, like every morning I got to put on like most of my shoes. I just don't like untie them. I just slip them on.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, like my work boots, like I have to untie them every day. I got to tie
boots are a pain.
You know, so it's like if I just had Velcro and you just pop them on, whoosh, whoosh, just Velcro.
I'm down with Velcro boots. I'm wearing boots right now, and like, yeah, they're a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
like you know, just to put on. Yeah, you know, you got to fucking get in there and just twist yourself in, and then the tying is just like, you know, if you tie it too tight, it's annoying. It hurts.
You can't feel your feet.
Yeah, if you tie them too tight, it like will literally cut off circulation. It's the worst. Yeah. Velcro, if that happens, easy fix.
Yeah. Or even if like they made sneakers where like, you know, it doesn't have to be like the ugly looking like straps. Like if they just had it where, like the shoe just kind of opened up.
Yeah.
You just pop your foot in and you just like bring the whole top of the shoe over.
Yeah.
Like you can make that look pretty cool. Like I could see some Adidas's like that or something.
A couple Adidas.
Adidas and Comidas.
Babitas, Comidas. Yeah, imagine like there's like a nerdy ass NBA player down the road, and when he gets his shoe, he makes it Velcro.
Yeah, I can listen. I can see that. I think it's trending back. Like style is like a cyclical nature. You know, like for a while, like especially you talk about basketball, like all the players had like the long baggy shorts. Now it's kind of creeping back up
to the short ones. Yeah, the short shorts.
Yeah, so you know maybe it won't go back to like the 70s shorts, but it's getting like somewhere in the middle. It's going to even out.
Yep. All right, Velcro shoes. Cool. I'm not with you on that one, but I respect it. I have throwing tomatoes and stuff you don't like.
I always wondered, like, did you just like show up to a play with a basket of tomatoes,
just in case?
Bad? You're just like sitting there waiting, like cocking your arm out, like.
I got my tomatoes just in case this movie sucks. And if it sucks, you're just like, I think this movie warrants tomatoes. Boo! Throw. You know, if I was at a Broadway play, like it's automatic tomatoes. Like once it's over, I'm just like,
curtains open up, you just nail the lead in the head.
They all like get together to take their bows, and I'm just like, you suck. Hit him right in the face with a tomato.
There's not enough tomatoes to last me through a Broadway play.
No, there's not. It would be like every sequence. It would be I'm like launching dimes of tomatoes, just like Tom Brady tomatoes. Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, I mean, for bad movies, if you're going to see a movie, like, what's a good example of a movie that you're really pumped to see and then it turned out to suck? Like I hated Hateful Eight. I was so pumped to see it, thought it was terrible. I would have threw tomatoes in that situation.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have wanted to bring them because I thought it would be a slam dunk. But like
Right.
in this world that I want, where like, you know, there's always a risk of something being disappointing. You got to have tomato. Yeah, at least one tomato on you.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that's the thing though, is like you just walk around with tomatoes. Like who
It
does?
depends. If you're going to something where you're hoping like not to get disappointed or you're hoping to get some sort of entertainment value out of, that warrants bringing tomatoes. So like before when we were doing the horse race and I lost, I would have thrown tomatoes at the TV. If I'm going to a sales meeting and the guy like doesn't buy my product, I'll throw a tomato at him right in the face. You're too expensive. Oh yeah, pff, tomato right in the face.
Them tomatoes.
But yeah,
If they should really like sell tomatoes at the concession stand at movie theaters.
like the tomato market would be like through the roof. You
Yeah.
know, like after everything, like you run out of tomatoes, you got to run out and go buy some more, run back into the theater, especially if something's really bad.
It's a bloodbath in there.
They really hated the film. Like, the poor janitor's got to go clean up all the tomatoes. But yeah, I think that would be cool. I think that would be, and like, you know, I think that would motivate people to be better with entertainment value and trying to make other people happy. Because, like, you know, what's worse than getting tomatoes thrown at you? Because tomatoes are gross, first of all, disgusting. And like, it's just the symbolism of it. Like, how do you come back from like, you know, how was your day, honey? Like, you're like covered in tomatoes. You're just like, not good.
How do you think my day was?
Look at me. I had 10 angry people throwing tomatoes at me. They didn't like my presentation.
Yeah, I mean tomatoes, and even like people used to throw like heads of cabbage too. Like, you see those
Cabbage.
thrown around, like
Yeah.
not even so much heads, just like handfuls of like lettuce.
Yeah.
You know, just throw that in the mix because
Yeah.
it's like you get the tomatoes and you get wet and you get sticky, and then you get hit with the cabbage, and that kind of like sticks to you because of the tomato juice.
Right.
You know, it's like almost like a vegan vegetarian tar and feathering.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. It's the California way of tar and feathering. But okay. All right. Let's go to segment number 5 here, which is Let There Be Rock. I gotta piss very badly. BRB.
All right.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Also, before I forget, for the Hound versus Brock Lesnar, if you can, try to squeeze in before I say Lesnar, like the first 5 seconds of his intro, where it's just like down, down, down. It's like terrifying.
Okay. I don't know when that was. I'll try to remember it.
Yeah, if you can, don't worry about it. But that was just a good piss thought, a piss idea.
Pissy idea.
Yeah. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So you had to listen to Pussy Liquor by Rob Zombie. Great song.
Rob Zombie guy. I have it written down in capital letters. He's a fucking fraud.
What do you mean? Oh, I forgot.
I've come full circle on this guy. I used to like him. I used to like his style. I used to like what he represented. And then I realized what he actually represented. And there's nobody who has more of a fake persona in music that I can think of.
You're right.
And it's like I can't look past it. Like, yeah, the music may be good, but I just can't look past it.
Like I was playing Twisted Metal last night and just like had Rob Zombie's entire collection on shuffle and just like let it roll through. And I'm just like, dude, some of his stuff is so awesome. But I haven't been thinking about the fact that he's a vegan who doesn't drink.
Yeah.
And like loves animals and like is just
like the whole chorus of the song is like, yeah, I like to get fucked up too. Like,
yeah,
get fucked up. I like to get fucked up. It's like, no, you don't. You don't drink. You don't do anything. Like, what are you talking about? You're fraud.
Yeah.
You're fraud.
But his character maybe does. I don't. It's weird how he took that route of his career. Like, even though he's just like a soft, he's a pussy in real life. He's a little frail pussy with the most violent mind when it comes to creativity.
It's bizarre, man. And now, did he used to be like hard into boozing? And
no, he's not. He's not one of those guys who was like a party animal and then like went to rehab and got better. He's like, it's kind of like what Bruce Springsteen does. Like Springsteen always writes these songs through the eyes of just like somebody he doesn't know, like a guy who likes to steal cars just because it makes him like feel alive, sort of thing. Like Bruce never did that, or obviously, but like he likes to just tell stories through like random kinds of people's eyes. And I think Zombie does that too for like people who are just fucking like nut jobs, like people who just rail cocaine and just like fuck strippers hard and then maybe like punch them in the face, and, like kick them, and then like just drink even more. Like I don't know,
but yeah, I mean, like some of the shit, especially with like the stuff in his movies and some of the stuff in his music, like he's got to be fucked in the head.
He just loves horror movies, like your cousin J-Mac.
Yeah,
like not saying cousin J-Mac's anything like Rob Zombie, but like it's just that thing where like he loved the monsters growing up. He like knows all the really classic horror movies, like the Dracula movie from like the 30s. Like he just loves all that. So he just loves horror, and he just wants to play a horror character as his thing. But like, yeah, you're right. Like the people that go to his shows, I've always wanted to go to a Rob Zombie show, but I cannot find a single person who wants to go with me, and I ain't going by myself. Yeah. Like not even Dante wants to go, even though he likes Rob Zombie. And it's like they're the people that he's talking about with these songs, the pussy liquor people, really violent, ugly dudes who just kind of scare you. And he's just like a little he eats salads behind stage and just like
yeah, he comes out and he acts all tough, and then he just goes back and he's like, is that bacon in my salad? What the fuck did I tell you about bacon?
Is my bone broth ready? Yeah. I don't know. Sorry. He is a fraud.
I mean, like you were saying, you were playing Twisted Metal and you had his music playing in the background. For something like that, I can understand. When you sit there and you look at his lyrics and you know who he is, fraud. I want him tattooing that across his forehead. Fraud. He is a fraud.
Yeah.
All that being said, I have some lyrics, some stuff written down about the song. For some reason, the people he's talking about, they keep having insane babies.
Mm-hmm.
The babies they keep having are crazy or insane or whatever. I don't know what
crazy babies.
Crazy babies. I don't know what the deal with that is. I guess all babies are kind of crazy or insane in their own mind. Own life, but I guess like he's saying that they grow up to be insane. I don't know. Bad upbringing. And he's talking about murdering all these people. It's like, who are we murdering? Like the people running up the hill. I have who running up the hill? What hill are we like what are you talking about? These people running up the hill.
Yeah.
Are you standing at like playing King of the Hill? Like, what is this? I don't understand. Like, where all these people are running up the hill towards you that you have to murder. What are you talking about? It doesn't make
I've actually never looked at the lyrics. I was just listening to it last night and thought it was awesome. And just like the name of it is pretty hilarious. Pussy liquor. So I don't know who's running up the hill.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. He's just like, we got to find someone to murder. Who are we murdering? Oh, how about the people running up the hill?
Yeah.
What hill? Who people? What are we talking about?
He's very aggressive strip club music.
If this music came on in the strip club, I'm walking out. I'm not like, nothing good comes from listening to this music in a strip club.
No. Yeah. I wonder how many people have like converted to like Satanism over his music that he doesn't even realize. Like he is a graphic, scary dude who is a fraud about it. But Like he's not very like in front of it. Like unless you follow him on Instagram, where you just see him like posting like videos of pigs getting like driven to the fucking manufacturing plant where they become bacon. And you're just like, Rob, I've seen it. Like the pigs are cute, man, but like bacon is so much better than these cute pigs. I'm sorry, bud.
Yeah, I mean he's like the L. Ron Hubbard of metal music.
Whoa.
Like
no,
he's just a fraud. Like
maybe
people that follow him are just like, oh my god, he's the best, he's the greatest, like he knows all, and then it's like you find out who he really is. Like L. Ron Hubbard, he was just a sci-fi writer who's like, you know what, I'm gonna create a religion.
Yeah.
Like Rob Zombie's like a vegan who's like, you know what, I'm just gonna be a satanic nut job and make music, even though I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm insulted. I'm insulted by Rob Zombie and this persona that he tries to put out there. I would appreciate it, Rob. Okay, if
your team Marilyn Manson. Those two are always put together. Marilyn Manson. I don't know much. He's just you'd like Marilyn Manson as like a human being.
The only thing I know is he got his ribs removed to suck his dick.
That's not true. That was like the most famous urban legend of all time.
I don't care what you say. That is true.
Like that was such a classic, like fourth grade. Like
everybody knew that. I don't know how. Like everybody across the country knows that Marilyn Manson. Like in our age group, from our period growing up, is like
he got like two ribs cut out so he could suck his own dick. It's such an aggressive move.
Who made that? Whoever made that up is a genius. Because like
yeah,
it's absurd that like, oh, why would you make that up? That's like
Did you ever watch the Wonder Years, the TV show? Remember the show I used to watch all the time in your apartment?
No, I tried once and I was just like, no.
There's a character in that show that it was just as big as this conspiracy. That the character Paul, the kid, that's Marilyn Manson growing up, because Marilyn Manson had a lot of makeup on and stuff. Everybody thought that it was him, and like it spread so much, like this ribs and dick sucking thing. Yeah. Everybody just assumed that it was Paul from the Wonder Years was Marilyn Manson. So there's that. Anyway, good song though, right? That all aside.
Yeah, I mean,
it's heavy.
As like background music, I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it's heavy.
But I wouldn't, like, just knowing what I know with Rob Zombie, like I'm just not a fan.
Okay.
Of him as a person.
I don't think I am either.
I like the first Halloween movie, that one he did. That movie was awesome. The second Halloween movie I hated that he did. That was so stupid. But
most of his movies are bad.
Yeah.
I think like mainly all of them are bad. Like House of Wax was terrible.
Hilton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one sucked.
I mean, like have you ever seen his wife?
Yeah. She was the Michael Myers' mom, right?
I think that's probably the one thing that he's not a fraud about, is that he loves pussy and loves fucking.
Yeah, no, that's fair. But like, I don't know. Like, has anyone made more money and more of a career off of being a fraud? Like, shitty movies.
Bernie Madoff.
Fair.
Got him. Bang. But yeah, you know, I mean, like, it's so hard for me to, because I consider Rob Zombie in like my top 5 of all time of just like artists, and you know, it's tough for me to face the fact that he's like everything that I hate in a human being. Like, he definitely doesn't watch football, he definitely doesn't watch baseball, he's a vegan, like he doesn't drink beer. Just the qualities of the person that I would, if I had to create a perfect person to just like despise, that it might be Rob Zombie.
I mean, could you imagine like James Hetfield was like a Buddhist, and like
I wouldn't mind if he was a Buddhist.
Well, like, he listened to nothing to like besides Gautier in his free time. You know,
I don't think Rob Zombie listens to Gautier in his free time.
Like, that's just like the drastic like opposite of like
James. I mean, like they're all like musicians are like that. I feel like most of them have like, they're not what they are on stage. A lot of them. You know, like Hetfield is the man, and he's like the most powerful front man in all of rock and roll. And his hobby is he's a beekeeper, which is like kind of metal, I guess. But like, he just loves bees. Big bee guy. He gets the honey.
I mean, listen, being a beekeeper is weird. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like totally out. Not to say it's out of. Yeah, it's like not.
Yeah,
it's just not out of character. You know,
it's not the guy who's singing about like fucking chicks and slamming beers, and like on the side he's just like this Catholic perfect goody two shoes who's never touched the stuff and like is a virgin.
Yeah, just like Rob Zombie, like his persona is just totally opposite of his real life persona. It's just, I don't know.
Who's the realest rock star of all time?
Who's that?
Ozzy fucking Osbourne.
Yeah, see, he lived it. He lived it.
He lived it.
He ain't no fraud. He lived it.
Yep. Ozzy's he's the Prince of Darkness and he's an icon. And he is alive. I don't know how. He's still to this day alive in 2019.
Yeah. Listen, if you're gonna talk the talk, you gotta walk the walk. And Ozzy did it.
Ozzy did more than do it. But all right, anyway. All right. So let's move on here to the sixth segment, which is a what's good. So this song was called I'm Not Racist by what's his name?
Joyner Lucas.
Joyner Lucas. All right. This is I don't know why you gave this to me. This is so hard to like. I mean, I get it. This is just a lot of I didn't write down any of the lyrics because it was just like this is a very political fucking song.
Yeah.
Bringing politics into TNC. I don't like it. Okay. I'm not here for it. But basically it's a song where he's a white guy. And so I watched the music video too.
Well, the artist is actually a black guy.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's basically talking about what white conservatives, I don't know. I don't want to say all conservatives, white Trump supporters, in his opinion, think of black people. And that's the first like big half of the song. You know, how it's hard. I mean, like the whole point is that it's hard to talk about.
Yeah, so
it's the whole point of his song.
How the music video is set up is there's a white guy wearing a MAGA hat and a black guy with like
dreadlocks sitting across the table
at a table, and it's the song is like a conversation between them two. So the first part of the song is him rapping through the white guy's perspective,
right?
Like saying like, oh, you guys are doing this wrong, blah blah blah, you're doing that wrong, and then the black guy comes back and says like, oh well, this is why we're doing this, and it's interesting because I'm not saying either side is right or wrong, but you see kind of the argument from both sides.
It's one of those. It's a conversation that's hard to have, but needs to be had.
Exactly,
sort of deal. But yeah, I mean, like I see where both sides were coming from. It is uncomfortable. I just wish everybody would generally be nicer. There's nothing I single-handedly can do for this, whatever the whole issue. But when it comes down to the song, it was all right. Some shots taken at Eminem, but some shots not taken at Eminem. Some praise given to him. That was like, I guess, like the point.
So what they're referring to with Eminem was every year they have like the BET Music Awards, and they have these things called the ciphers where they have artists come on and do like a freestyle. And his freestyle was basically all about Trump, just like shitting on Trump. And he even drew a line in the sand. He's just like, listen, if I have any fans out there that support Trump, fuck you. I don't want you to be my fan. Basically. Yeah. So that's what they're talking about with that. And he's just like saying, oh, Eminem, whatever. He talked all the shit about Trump. You could have him. We don't want him.
Yeah.
So Eminem actually, he had this guy, Joyner Lucas, on his album. And honestly, I think he's one of the better lyricists coming up that people don't really know about. Because like now no one cares about lyrics. They just want to hear a hot beat. They want to hear a hooky, catchy hook.
I haven't heard the Sicko Mode, but I listened to it in the Super Bowl and I was just like, what is this?
It's just catchy. That's all it is. Like, there's no like work behind the lyrics. And this guy is a lyricist, which is a dying breed of artists these days. And the fact that he, because most of them, like no one making music now is willing to have this kind of conversation in one of their songs.
Right.
They just want to talk about all the money.
A lot of them, but like it just doesn't come off as well. I mean, this is just like a great, like, I bet you when he came in with this song, like his record company was definitely just like, do not do this. Yeah, we're doing it. And then they thought about it and like, all right, it's going to be controversial. We'll make more money.
Yeah.
And they let it out. But yeah, I mean, like, because if you just read the lyrics like straight through, like it's just like, oh,
yeah. Especially because like the first time I heard this song, I watched the music video and I didn't know who Joyner Lucas was. And Joyner Lucas sounds like it could be a white guy.
Yeah.
So I assumed that it was the white guy in the video and he's dropping all these hard R's.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I thought it was the white guy with the MAGA hats, just like spitting like what his thoughts were, completely racist.
I thought it was like a racist guy trying to like say that he's not racist.
Yeah, that's what I thought until the black guy started saying his thing.
Yeah.
And they hugged it out, bitch, at the end.
You're not doing a good job of defending your non-racism here, but
yeah. But I will say this, like, how when like Eminem says, like, if you're a Trump supporter, so like, I don't want you, get out. Like, isn't he pretty much doing everything that he's against? Like when it comes to acceptance and all that stuff, like most Trump supporters probably really bad race. Like the people who go to his rallies and wear the red hats and are just like waving in the cameras and stuff. But then there's just like a casual guy who just didn't like Hillary Clinton, a la me, sitting on my couch. And then you get all these people just like, if you voted for him, you're the worst scumbag piece of shit in the planet. And she's like, no, I'm not. Like you're spewing out like all the shit that you are literally against, which is hate speech, and you're just regurgitating it in your own way.
Yeah, no, and that's the problem with what we got going on here is like everybody is so tribal against each other, like left versus right. Like again, if you didn't like Hillary, that's fine. She was not a very likable person at all. I didn't like Hillary.
I hated her guts.
Yeah, which is totally understandable. So yeah, I don't think if you voted for Trump, you're a bad person. But like, there's that notion stuck to it because there are a lot of like crazy, I don't want to say white supremacists. Maybe they're not like full on like wearing hoods and everything, but
like if you go to his rallies and wear red hats and just like chant USA, like you're like, I'm allowed to use this word. You're a faggot. like they're not there. They're there for the stuff that they're talking about, not because of his policies. I mean, like maybe a lot of it has to do with it, but like. Yeah. There's just a lot of people out there who just fucking hate the shit out of Hillary Clinton. Like she was the worst human being I've ever seen. Like, and Trump's terrible, but he made me laugh. And she was the worst. She was just a walking talk box to get a vote. And you're like, you are the biggest fraud other than Rob Zombie, Hillary Clinton. And that's how we won. But like to go out there and like do these rap battles and you're like a massive celebrity. And he's like, you know what? If you voted for him, I don't want you in my fan base. You're fucking done. It's just like, you're just making everything worse, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, he drew a line in the sand, which is what he intended to do. And whether it's right or wrong, I don't know. But yeah, no, I agree. He probably didn't have to go that far, but he's Eminem. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
No one can tell him otherwise. But I think basically what he was trying to say was like, I'm with the black people. Like I'm on your side. Like I know there are some shitty white people out there, and when he came out with that was like kind of at the height of like the Black Lives Matter. It was like 2016, I think.
Yeah,
like right after the election, it was like right at the height of like the Black Lives Matter and all these like police brutality things and the Colin Kaepernick. Yeah. So it was like right at the height of all that, and he was basically just saying like, "Look, I'm on your side. Like I stand with you, even though I'm not black. I feel black."
Yeah, and that's different, but the way he says it is just it really is divisive, and that's what like is the celebrities, Hollywood singers, rappers, it's what they're all doing wrong because they know they have a huge like if Kim Kardashian came out and like said that like her however million followers will take that as gospel, like that's a big deal. But there's no logical person like anymore with all this power in the celebrity world. There's no like people who just can see it middle ground.
Yeah. I think the person who did the best job of that was Dave Chappelle right after the election. I don't know if you saw him on SNL.
Yeah, I did. And he said like, let's give him a chance. And then like a few months later, he was just like, I take that back. This guy sucks.
Well, yeah, he gave him a chance for a little bit. He's like, I was wrong.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, there was other people. Like, I'm sure you saw that video of that feminist, like when they announced him at his inauguration.
No.
Like the people like that reacting that way. I mean, and listen, when he won too, like I wasn't his biggest fan at all either, not by any stretch. Like, you know what? Maybe he can do something. Let's give him a chance. I give him a chance. I don't like what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
And if everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I don't like what I'm seeing. I gave him a chance for a little bit. Like, well, maybe he can do something.
Right.
So there were some things he was saying that I liked about, bringing jobs to America. Like, as someone who's looking for jobs, like the more jobs available.
But the jobs that he's creating are the jobs that you have now that suck. Just
exactly.
You want to go like put together Ford trucks on the assembly line,
Well, that's the thing is like those jobs they're all robots now.
Yeah.
And
well, it's going to keep going like that, but it's I say what you will about the man, but he cracks me up every single time he talks. And I like that. That's big points in my book. I don't care what anybody says. One of the first things he did when he was in office was when he had that meeting of all the CEOs of major American companies, and the Campbell CEO was there. And she's like, I'm whatever my name is from Campbell's Soup. And he's just like, good soup, good soup. I like pissed my pants on my couch laughing so hard at that. I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Let's go, Donnie.
Say what you want about him. He's definitely entertaining.
All right, let's get out of there. Let's go to our final segment here, which is, of course, Bingeaholics Anonymous. So we'll jump back into Thrones here, but True Detective, let's cover it. Okay.
Okay. I watched this like a week ago, so I'm trying to remember.
So I can catch you up because I became obsessed over the last episode. So basically, the chicken manufacturer, I forget what Holt Chicken Manufacturing. They are pretty much behind the whole thing. Like everybody who's attached to Holt has their hands on it, but there's a lot of different things going on. I'm not going to get into it too much because there's just so many different plot lines. It's such classic True Detective. Main cop, I'm terrible with names in TV shows, but he's definitely embellishing his dementia a little bit just to see who he can trust and who he can't. That's what I'm noticing. Oh, I know. So yeah, I mean, I've been reading everything, and his partner, I think they did something together.
Yeah,
I think they ended up killing the guy they were in the diner with, the brother of the mom. I'm gonna sound so confusing on this, but
like the guy who's like the druggie.
They're gonna kill him. Tom is gay, by the way, so we know that.
Yeah,
the father
of the missing children, he's gay.
And I don't know if he's dead. The last scene was him going through the owner of Holt Chicken's like mansion, and he finds the pink castle basically that the daughter would draw, and then the gay security guard snuck up behind him, but you hear a taser noise.
Was he gay? The security guard?
Well, when he was in the meeting with the two main detectives, he offered him something like, and then he said like, oh, I don't like sweets. And he's just like, oh, I could tell you have a nice body. And he said, you have a great body, detective. And it was a really weird thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then there's a lot of gay rumors going on. A lot of them.
Well, especially in the deep South in the 80s. 90s, whatever, you can tell there's a lot of closeted gay stuff going on. Probably wasn't very acceptable to be gay back then.
No, not at all.
Especially there.
Yeah. And I think the main detective's partner, he's also in the gay conversation as well, and that he might have had a relationship with Tom. And that's because he's always interested. He always kind of perks up when there's more information, like, if he's in the holding cell or if he did this or that. He's always kind of like subtly interested. He's not married. And he kind of took care of him as a side job, like, to get him sober.
Yeah.
And
so I'm telling you, you've done some reading up on this.
Big time. I was like enthralled after the last episode where the next morning I was working from home, just looking at every single article. I was on the Reddit, the True Detective Reddit, reading every theory. That's just how good the show's gotten.
Yeah. No, this episode definitely picked up. And that was episode 5 or 6? I think it was 6, right? And there's
7 tonight and 8. The finale is next week. So tonight's going to be fucking banana land.
Oh, there's only 2 more episodes. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. So no, I mean, now we see who is. I mean, at the end, like you said, the father Tom, he walks in.
Yeah. Here's what I think happened. This is exactly what happened in a nutshell. The mom, she knew Tom was gay, and there was a ton of fighting in the household. And she got an offer because she worked at the Holt Chicken Factory. The Holt guy was talking about how his sister, she lost her baby before birth, and she always wanted a child. So I think he offered her mom, the mom, money for her kid, and she figured it would be a better life for her in theory, because her and Tom are always fighting. He's gay. It's never going to work. And like, he's got so much money, this whole chicken guy, like she'll like this life. And in the transaction of it, her son accidentally died. And that's what drove her like kind of crazy. And what's known is in that conversation with the diner, like she kept going back asking for more and more money every so often. And she kept pushing and pushing, and they killed her. And they made it look like she overdosed in Las Vegas.
Right.
So she sold the girl, and didn't mean for the boy to die in the transaction. So she sold it to the Holtz.
I just want to say for the record that after episode 3 or 4, I called that the mom was behind it somehow.
You did.
You didn't believe me, so
I didn't. You were right. You were 100% right. And so anybody who was attached to the Holt Chicken Factory is pretty much guilty by association at this point. And with the Pink Castle, when Tom saw it, I think he got tased, not killed. So I think he's being held captive by them.
Okay.
We'll see that tonight probably. But I think what happened is, based on the interview with the girl in you remember the nun's house where like it was like a girls club?
Yeah.
I think that she got raised in that pink room where it was like this really fake family weird thing. And then she escaped somehow. And she's just like fucked up in the head over because like her entire like 20 years of life was in that like that fucking room, the pink room.
And I was saying, I think that she was kind of brainwashed or something. I'm thinking there might have been some kind of, LSD or some kind of psychedelic brainwashing going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Some kind of like MK Ultra kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Because like listen to her talk on that phone call. She didn't sound right.
No.
And so I think they definitely did something that fucked with their head where she thinks that she's, because I mean, like being locked in a pink room your whole life definitely isn't normal.
Oh yeah, no, you'll go crazy. It's like natural, whatever. And then like, obviously they're crazy enough to buy a kid for the woman who lost her child. And like, she was probably like worshipped like a princess her entire life, but it was all fake. Yeah. And she probably knew it. And there's probably some like weird sexual stuff going on too with her,
And the whole thing, in the present day when I keep forgetting his name too, the black cop was getting interviewed for the documentary. They said, "Oh, like, did you know that, the cop who was on the scene of the investigation showed up dead in like 1990 or whatever?"
Yeah.
Like, oh, I didn't know that. So I think they're behind that too. I think they ended up killing him.
Yeah, I mean, it's the $1 billion company in the small town. They'll control everything. Right. They control the police force. The one guy, the head of the police, who's like a dick who always wants to like leak the information in the press conferences and just wants to draw conclusions and end the investigation, has totally been paid off and knows to like avoid investigating the Holtz.
Yeah.
So
he even told him, he's like, let's not dig any deeper into it. Let's just confirm what we found the first time around.
Right. And then he was like, let's just arrest the father. Like, I think he did it, get him out of the scene. But tonight is going to be a wild episode. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to watch it tonight, but I'm gonna watch it tomorrow for sure.
Why, you gotta go to bed early?
Yeah, I got an early bedtime today.
Okay. All right, so that's that. I actually, while I was thinking about it, I really don't have much to add with Thrones. I think we covered it. I'm excited to be caught up and to be a normal citizen in America right now. Who watches Game of Thrones.
Now, do you think you're gonna watch any more before the new season starts? Like maybe go back and watch probably not the whole thing, but like maybe a couple last seasons or something.
I'm probably not gonna watch. Maybe if I'm just sitting here on the couch and I see it's on HBO, maybe.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna be reading theories until the day is done.
Yeah,
just like fan theories and everything. Yeah. I could already tell. Yeah, like especially through the Reddit, there's just a million different crazy theories that you would never think of. Like, I mean, I'm already balls deep into the Stannis is alive one. There's a huge pack of people out there that are on that train. It's not just Mackenzie who's influencing that. There's like a ton of people where it's true. Every single person who has not been shown dead on camera when you think they're dead has come back to life. It's Blackfish, the Hound. There's one more that I'm forgetting, but they were all presumed dead. And then they all came back. They weren't actually dead. It's just something that Thrones does. They always make sure that if you're dead, it's done on camera.
Yeah, no, you can't argue with that, but I just don't think. I mean, listen, you can go down so many rabbit holes on YouTube. Like there's a theory that Arya actually died when she fought the faceless woman or whatever, and that woman actually took Arya's face and went back to Westeros. It's like,
that's a fucking theory to have right there. That makes so much sense because Arya fucking died, man. That was a fucking straight up like. It looked like she did, yeah.
When she was in that room and she like cut the candle out and they fought in the dark, whatever. Like we don't know what happened.
Yeah, but no, she's still there with the main faceless guy though. After they've shown Arya out and about.
Right. But what I'm saying is like they think that maybe she took Arya's face, put it on, and like I don't know. There's all kinds of theories.
I just I'm telling you, like, do you believe in the fire gods, the god of light?
I mean that there's been a lot to show that they're definitely more involved in the events than the other gods.
So, like, even if Stannis wasn't the guy that the Fire Lady thought he was, he still sacrificed his daughter. He still like did everything that all the advice that she was getting from the flames.
Yeah.
And he saw it too. He saw it in the fire.
Yeah. No, I mean, but you know, the thinking behind that, at least in my mind, is that all that led the Fire Lady to Jon Snow to bring him back from when he was going to die.
Okay.
Like, so, you know, everyone kind of serves their purpose. So maybe that whole war and all those people dying was just set up so that she would be in the right place at the right time to help Jon Snow.
The scene where WNBA night tells Sir Davos and the Fire Lady that she killed Stannis.
Yeah.
There are a few parts in there that show that she might not have. There's hesitation, and she's saying like there might have been something where she let him go.
Okay, interesting. Yeah,
that was the main video I got out of all the theories I was reading.
I mean, it's possible. I don't think. I mean, she was just like so hell bent on killing Stannis from like that moment that Renly died that I think that she wouldn't have passed up on that opportunity.
But what killed Renly?
The ghost, the demon with Stannis's face.
So where is that?
I don't know. I just kind of disappeared after it killed him. I don't know.
I think that Stannis is immortal and he's out there as the ghost.
He's just floating around.
I got my money on Stannis taking the throne. Stannis is going to win the Game of Thrones.
That
would be bittersweet.
That would be definitely bittersweet.
Stannis takes the throne. Harry Varden.
He just shows up episode 6 of next season. He's like, I'm here for the throne.
I'm here for my throne. I'm the rightful heir. And then he just takes the throne. And everybody's just like, oh man. Me and Mackenzie are just like, oh, we knew it. Oh man. Okay. All right. So that's the show. Let's get out of here. Everybody, thanks for listening. Have a good week. Okay, congratulations to Jimmy Johnson on winning the Daytona 500.
Maybe.
Wild guess. I hope he does. I put some money on him. Okay. So, Tony, you got any post-show thoughts?
No. I'm no.
Good. All right, Bomb Squad. We'll see you next time. Have a good week.